Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope your Thanksgiving, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, that is, was a positive one. Hopefully you guys were filled with love, not only just really good food, okay, but filled your hearts with absolute love and joy, all right? Because it has officially begun. The holiday season has officially begun, and hopefully you guys are all enjoying the festivities and the good times that are going to be bestowed upon you in such wonderful, loving, and holiday fashion. Anyway, we got some things we got to talk about, guys. I knew that there was something that was going to drop yesterday on Thanksgiving of all things. And of course, it's going to be a day that I'm in no way, shape, or form going to be anywhere near my computer or my office. There's no way I was going to be in this room. It's Thanksgiving, okay? It's a time to be with family, all right? And no disrespect to anybody else who had the time and had the ability to report this information last night or yesterday. They were able to do that. But for me, I took the time to have time with my family. And that, I hope, is what a lot of y'all had time to do. But the news doesn't stop. Doesn't matter what day it is. Doesn't matter what holiday it is. It doesn't matter what time it is. The news will always be popping off out here in these streets. And so I wanted to give you guys this update on what happened yesterday. We're going to be talking about some things, guys. So do me a favor. All right. We got some things, and I got some receipts. I got receipts. You know, I like having some receipts sometimes. They're nice. They're really, really nice. And they're provided by other people. They're just out here. Certain things are resurfacing. So we got some things we got to talk about, y'all. And we come with receipts. So do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Make it scream out your name. Do what it do. Okay? If you're watching on Facebook, hit that reaction button on my Facebook feed. Okay, if you're watching the show over there. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that, crush that subscribe button. You know the deal, all right? And also, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that follow button over there on my Facebook page. Now, if you want to support the channel, by all means, hit that join button down below and just consider becoming a member of the family if you're watching on YouTube, okay? If you're watching on Facebook and want to support the channel and you appreciate the stuff and the content that I've been putting out, you know, almost every day on both platforms, you can go over to Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's in the ticker down below going that way right now. You can join my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. It's in the ticker down below. If you want to support the show and help a little man out here. I'm not really little, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. That'd be greatly appreciated, okay? Because these lights, and there's a lot of them this time of year, they don't pay themselves, okay? So I could really use the support, okay? So we got some things we got to talk about, and we got to get into it. And yes, DJ, yes, I most definitely did say receipts. And I'll explain here in a little bit. It's just it's a little thing. It's no, but it is a little piece. It's not like there's like I got smoking gun evidence, but it could give people an idea of what we're about to talk about. Okay. Now, everybody knows so far that New York had a Adult Survivors Act, which basically lifted the statutes of limitations in the state of New York for any person that wanted to step forward and file a civil lawsuit on any names out here, any person that may have done something allegedly against them, okay, against their will. All right. Now, we already know that Diddy has looked at some lawsuits in the past. Cassie, all right, and that huge $30 million lawsuit was the first to start it all. That was the start of this snowball. There was a second one as well. Now there's a third. And I'm telling you right now, Diddy did not have a good Thanksgiving. The reason why I say this, and a lot of people didn't have a very good Thanksgiving. I mean, let's be real. From that Survivors Act, okay, the Adult Survivors Act, their cutoff time was basically end of business day yesterday, on Thanksgiving of all things. So we had other people that were looking at some serious charges. And these people were the likes of Axl Rose, the lead singer of Guns N' Roses. We had Cuba Gooding Jr. in there as well. He kind of flew under the radar. Not many people have talked about Cuba very much, but Cuba is looking at a lawsuit as well for SA. All right, same thing as Axl Rose. We have the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, looking at some charges as well. The head of Interscope, another person who's also, I think is Harvey or something like that, a partner, one of Diddy's close friends, and one of the people that works at Bad Boys Records. Sorry, I can't talk right now. They are looking at some serious charges as well. So everybody, a lot of people, okay, have been seeing lawsuits and news about these lawsuits within the last 48 hours. It's been pretty insane. So a lot of people have been talking about these individuals. Oh, and let's not forget Jamie Foxx. I'm sorry. Jamie Foxx was the other shocker that happened within the last 48 hours. So basically the Adult Survivors Act ended yesterday. So we won't hear any more from any person unless they reinstate this Adult Survivors Act again. But for now, all of us our heads are still spinning. It felt like New York had a #MeToo tidal wave that just washed over and just shook the country to its core, okay? As far as the entertainment business, mainly the entertainment business, shook the entertainment business to its core. All because of this Adult Survivors Act. Pretty wild stuff. Now it's gone. It's gone. But still, we are still shook because even Axl Rose, for example, is looking at charges that happened. They're claiming that happened in 1985 or 1983, if I'm correct, if my memory serves me correctly. 1983 or something like that. Do you know how long ago that was? Long time ago. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't remember any of it. I'm surprised if he remembers anything that happened 5 minutes ago. Seriously. But that's a whole other conversation in itself. But there's been a lot of these 1989. Thank you, Patty. 1989. Okay. I knew it was in the 80s. Okay. But dang, still very, very shocking nonetheless. Okay. 1989 is when this alleged thing happened with Axl Rose. Okay. And his alleged victim. But a lot of these other people, they're a little bit more within the last, 10 years or so, and so on. But Diddy is now looking at some serious charges. And one of these victims, the third victim that has filed this SA lawsuit, civil lawsuit, is claiming that he and another artist, recording artist, Aaron Hall, did some very, very bad things to her. Now I'm going to say this really quick so that y'all know before we start to dive into all of this information. we are going to be going into code word city. All right. So don't be surprised. All right. That I'm using code words. And if you're asking why, there's a lot of things I can't say on on all these platforms. All right. So I have to be savvy and I have to be nimble and quick. Okay. To jump over this candlestick of information. I don't know why I just said that, but just ride with me. Okay. That's all I'm asking. Ride with me. But we are going to be using a lot of code words from this point on when it comes to this article and other things that we're going to be reading throughout the show. Fair warning. So don't even ask. Why you use that instead? Just say the word. I can't. Okay. So nonetheless, Aaron Hall and Diddy are accused of taking turns with this young woman. She accuses them, or at least Diddy, of putting something in her drink beforehand. Okay? And I know this timeline's a little warped, but I'll say it again. She accuses him of putting something in her drink. She feels a bit funny to the point where she can't even walk. He takes her to, if I'm correct, Hall's home. This is where they proceed to do the unthinkable, taking turns. And allegedly, her friend, one of her friends, tells her that they saw content, spicy videos of said crime that allegedly Diddy took and was sharing amongst friends. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. So fair warning, code word city, code word city. Okay? Because there's a bit we got to talk about. And this stuff is not good. Well, let me just say this too. Let me just preface everything before we get into it. Another preface. Okay. Keep your hands to yourselves, ladies and germs. All right. Just keep your hands to yourselves and let's respect each other out here in this dating game. And whenever you go to these local watering holes and all that, I mean, I'm just going to be real. Be respectful. If she ain't interested, she ain't interested. And that's the same for dudes too. If the guy ain't interested, he ain't interested. Just let it be. Respect each other. But these allegations are pretty damning. Now, this, of course, happened in the 90s, though. All right. I will point that out as well. Okay. But this thing is very frustrating and sad. And from what they're saying, it's pretty damning. And also, it fits. It fits, guys. It fits. I'll explain here in a little bit. It fits to Diddy's MO, alleged MO. Okay. If you lean on what we've heard from Cassie's lawsuit and you look at this says a lot. Okay. It says a lot. It's like his pattern started early. Okay. So let's get into this. Third woman has filed a lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that the rapper and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall both took turns R-ing her and a friend in the early 1990s. The plaintiff identified in the complaint obtained by the Post as Jane Doe, alleged that she and her pal met Combs and Hall at an event hosted by the MCA Records in New York City in 1990 or 1991. Combs and Hall were very flirtatious and handsy with Jane Doe and her friend, offering them drinks throughout the night. This is what is said in the 10-page lawsuit filed Thursday, just before the expiration of the Adult Survivors Act. The two performers later invited the women to Hall's apartment for an after party where Doe was allegedly coerced into hooking up with Combs. After Combs finished doing his business, quote unquote, after Combs finished doing his business, Jane Doe laid in bed, shocked and traumatized, according to the court documents. As she was in the process of getting dressed, Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and the rest you know what happened, and forced her. That's all I'm going to say. Following the alleged R, the woman got dressed and ran out of Hall's home, with her friend leaving a short time later. The friend told Jane Doe, according to the filing, that she too had been in a bad situation with both Combs and Hall in another room. Upon information and belief, when Combs finished with Jane Doe, he and Hall switched, and they commenced attacking Jane Doe's friend. This is what the lawsuit alleges. I'm sorry. Doe claimed that a couple days later, Combs came to the home where she and her friend were staying and violently attacked her. He was irate and began putting his paws on Jane Doe to the point that she passed out. The Bad Boy for Life rapper was allegedly searching for the woman's friend, because he was worried that she would tell the girl, he was worried that she would tell the girl he was with at the time what he and Hall had done to them. The post said the post on Friday reached out for comment, blah, blah, blah. 59. Hall could not be immediately contacted. He's also known as the member of the 1980s R&B group Guy, which is currently on tour. There he is. This is Aaron Hall, everybody. The lawsuit also names as the defendants Hall, MCA Inc., MCA Music Entertainment Group, and Geffen Records. It alleges battery, assault, SA, and negligent infliction of emotional distress, and seeks unspecified damages at trial. After the incident, the alleged victim informed her close friends and family about what occurred. And over the years, she had sought medical treatment to heal from the trauma visited upon her by Combs and Hall. The woman was said to have suffered physical injury, lasting psychological and financial damages, severe emotional distress, humiliation, loss of dignity, and invasion of privacy. So, and that is just like the tip of the iceberg for everything that's been going on with Diddy in these lawsuits. Now, the thing to me, I said earlier, there seems to be some sort of connection. There's a through line here, if you get what I'm saying. Now, this happened in the 90s, early 90s. What happened to Cassie happened in the 2000s, right? And she was with him for a decade, if not more. All right. And the pain and trauma that she endured during that time is absolutely insane and mind-blowing, right? But to me, it sounds like there's a little bit of a pattern. My question, though, because I know for the people who are pro Diddy out here in these streets, We got to look at both sides of the fence here. So don't get angry at me, guys. I'm just asking the questions, okay? Because I don't know about this one. I'm going to say that. I'm still very inquisitive. I'm still wanting to know more about this alleged attack. I want to see the documents as well, the legal documents that were filed. I'm not sitting here saying that I don't believe it, but I have questions. One of the things I will say on this other side of the fence, all right, is this. For the pro Diddies, when was this when was this lawsuit made? When did this Jane Doe go and talk to her lawyer and get this thing started so it could be filed by the date that it got filed? That's the question I have. Because you got to remember, remember what I said earlier a couple days ago. I said my main concern is that once you hear Diddy settling so quickly with Cassie, and apparently he settled somewhere up near 9 figures, that other people might find that as an opportunity to scoop a bag and just say something. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that this alleged victim is not a victim to Diddy, but it does make you wonder, when did this come out? Or when did she start sitting down with lawyers and filing this stuff out? This is the thing that sucks about it. That's the one thing I told you guys that I was really, really frustrated about and not very excited about how quickly that lawsuit was settled. Because there's other people out here, real talk. There's going to be other victims, real victims, and other people who just want a bag that are going to file for the sake of getting a bag. That's it. Willing to make up anything they want so that they can make upwards of 9 figures. So that's my only concern. But I will say, and that's why I'm asking, when was this filed? That's the only question I have. When was the filings? When did the filings start? When was the documents? When did pen hit ink, or when did pen hit paper and start writing out these claims? Was it way before Cassie's settlement or after her settlement? That's the only question I have. That's the only question. And of course, that's on the other side of the fence. But I do believe that there is clearly a pattern with Diddy. You got to remember, with Cassie, she says, hey, he did this. He put things in my body that, as far as chemicals, that I did not want to take or use, but because I was scared, and he would always basically beat me into submission, I complied, and I did what he wanted me to do. I became the star of his spicy films. I put together the cast of characters that he wanted in these films that he was putting together. As he watched, and then you see this, and the very little details that I've just gave you in this article here. Just say, whoa, there's a pattern here. And this could have been the start of it all, right? The start of him wanting to satiate this particular appetite. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not sitting here saying that, oh, Diddy is innocent and all that, but it does. I know for a fact that there's going to be some corner of the world that's going to be asking the questions of, is this real? Okay. And wondering when this was put out. Okay. But he, no matter what, is in a lot of trouble. And it shows that there's a pattern here For sure. Hold on. Let me get this super chat really quick. We're moving on here, though. Natasha Brown, thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate it. Hey, Pascal, you should look into the demise of Ed Winter and Erica Kennedy, who have connections to Diddy, who both passed mysteriously. It's interesting. And I'll look into that, too. I got I'm working on a couple other Diddy file episodes coming up here soon. The holidays, just the holidays, right? So when the holidays are over, you expect those to come out, okay, for sure. But yeah, even Kim Porter. I mean, the Albie Shore situation. I mean, it's so weird. Yo, we just talked about the surgeon who was texting randomly and just drove off a cliff accidentally. It's odd, don't you think? It's a little bit odd. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Nicole B, for the 5. Yeah. Harvey, the former Bad Boy president, also sued last week for allegations. Happy holidays. Holidays. Happy holidays. That's a new one. But happy holidays to you as well. But yes, former Bad Boy president. Yes. And also one of Diddy's best friends. Okay. Is looking at some serious charges as well right now. Everybody and their mama that is out here getting some serious charges, okay? And it's really, really bad. Actually, let me see. Just checking something, guys. Trying to see if there's okay. Because there's more. There's another article here I want to pull up here real quick as well. Come on. There it is. So let me share this with you guys too. Because this is, just another article revolving around this as well, around this particular lawsuit. All right. So it says here, okay, we already know he's being sued for SA, and I'm wondering if Aaron Hall is also getting sued as well, or is it just Diddy? Because the Jane Doe is claiming that he was part of this situation, and I'm still wondering, is he catching a charge too? But the anonymous woman claims Combs and singer Aaron Hall arred her and an unidentified friend in 1990 and 1991. Now, I want to know if if Jane Doe's friend is going to speak out here now too, because that would help, right? That would help her claims in this situation. The foursome met at the MCA Records event with Combs, now 54, Hall, now 59, allegedly acting very handsy and flirtatious and offering the women drinks before bringing them to Hall's apartment. Okay, Jane Doe was offered more drinks and was coerced into hooking up with Combs, which we said before. Okay. And we already know about him finishing his business. And then suddenly, Aaron Hall, she thought it was over. She was getting herself dressed. And that's when Aaron Hall came in and did the unthinkable as well. But hold on. Hold on one second. Okay. Come on. All righty. So yeah. So in one of the cases, a woman named there's another case, okay, says this woman by the name of Joy Dickerson Neal says she was chemically given some chemicals by Diddy in 1991. She explained in the suit that while on winter break from Syracuse University, she accompanied Combs on a date where she was, quote unquote, intentionally deed given chemicals after leaving her drink unattended. She says the two went to a music studio, but after being unable to walk or stand, let me just show this to you guys. While being unable to walk or stand, Combs escorted her to the residence he was staying at and proceeded to R her. And this is according to a young woman by the name of Joy, or a woman by the name of Joy Dickerson Neal. And this happened in 1991. Okay. Dickerson Neal went on to claim that Jodeci member Devontae Swing, who was allegedly her friend at the time, informed her days later that he and others had watched a video of the encounter. However, she claims the R&B singer wouldn't speak out, as many others wouldn't, out of fear of retaliation from Combs. There was a police report filed, but without evidence, she was left with few options. The woman says the A left her struggling with mental health, career progression, and humiliation. Additionally, she says she was eventually admitted into a hospital for severe depression and I can't even say that word, but this ideation, all right, ultimately dropping out of college. It doesn't appear the amount she was seeking in damages has been disclosed at this time. And that is another person that is coming out saying, hey, this person put some chemicals in my body against my will, took me home or took me to their place, did the unthinkable against me, then filmed it. And then he also was allegedly sharing what he did on camera with other people. Again, pretty crazy stuff. That is pretty crazy stuff. Again, there's a pattern here, guys. There is a pattern. As much as we look at this, I mean, literally, okay, this is some really shocking stuff, okay? And you got one person doing what he does, but then he brings in another singer, Aaron Hall, to be a part of this, okay? So in that one, that's insane. Then you have another person that says, "Hey, I was out with him on a date in 1991. I was hanging out with him. I had a few drinks, but these drinks made me feel really funny. Next thing you know, he does this unthinkable thing. Then one of her friends that she knows tells her that, hey, he made a video and he was sharing it with people. He was showing this stuff off. And then that person doesn't say anything. The Devontae Swing doesn't say anything because he's scared of Diddy. Like I said, there is a pattern here, guys. A full-on pattern. The only difference is that with the one with the Joy Dickerson Neal situation, from what I understand, she was only with Diddy at that time. There wasn't like a trade-off, if that makes any sense. But that's absolutely insane nonetheless. Carolyn just said the new Bill Cosby. I mean, possibly. I mean, I don't know if Jodeci is in this, but they were a witness to something and they didn't do nothing about it because they say that they were scared. They were worried. Which for me, I mean, I don't know about you, but if you see something like that and you find out that this person was Ard, I don't care about my career anymore. Like, justice is justice, right? A crime that's been committed is a crime that's been committed. Okay. But that's some crazy stuff, y'all. To think that you got somebody out here that's willing, like, let me just repeat that all over again really quick. Okay? Let me just read the whole thing. So, according to reports, the woman's account. Wait. Let's go back all the way. So, the famed musician. Okay, he's looking at 2 new SA charges or SA lawsuits. Okay, reportedly, the music artist is accused of several violent crimes that involve party favors, revenge P. I'm sorry. And his colleague, Aaron Hall. So, according to the reports, the woman's account of the alleged crimes were recently filed right before the deadline of the Adult Survivors Act. As we've previously covered, and this is the Jasmine brand website, the New York legislation allowed victims of the past SA to file civil suits against their aggressors, which normally would be outside the statute of limitations. Diddy has already been in the spotlight due to his ex and former longtime partner, Cassie, filing a shocking DV and SA lawsuit against him, and is once again being sued for more alleged S crimes. In one of the cases, this is the second case, basically, a woman named Joy Dickerson Neal says she was given chemicals by the hip hop icon back in 1991. She explained in the suit that while on winter break from Syracuse University, she accompanied Combs on a date where she was intentionally given chemicals that she didn't know after leaving her drink unattended. She says the two went to a music studio, but after being unable to walk or stand, Combs escorted her back to the residence that he was staying at and proceeded to her. Joy went on to claim that Jodeci member Dante Swing, who was allegedly her friend at the time, informed her days later that he and others had watched a video of that actual crime. However, she claims the R&B singer wouldn't speak out, as many others wouldn't, out of fear of retaliation from Combs. You got to remember, from the information that we have heard so far, okay? Oh, and let me just continue. Let me just say this. There was a police report filed, but without evidence, she was left with few options. The woman says the A left her struggling with mental health, and we already know the rest. But literally, you got to remember Combs is out here running around like a straight up gangster out here in these streets. The way that we're hearing things right now, There have been more and more people that have been speaking out, or old interviews, old videos have been starting to resurface of people talking about how dangerous Diddy was. He moved out here. He moved around out here like a crime boss. He's more Suge Knight than Suge Knight, y'all. Think about that for a second. He's doing the take that. He's doing all that. Okay. Smiling, shucking, and jiving. When actually, while he's doing all that, he got hits out on people. He's blowing up people's cars. He's out here putting things in people's drinks and making them become victims of SA while others watch videos. And I'm sure the people who are viewing these videos are thinking that this is all consensual content that they're looking at, only to find out that they're actually not consensual content. That's insane, y'all. That's insane. But he's more Suge Knight than Suge Knight, y'all. And this is the dangerous stuff, because he's smiling in your face going, buy my products. You're going to love my whatever it is. You're going to love Sean John on your body. Oh, you're going to love this tequila. You're going to love this cologne, whatever it is that he's selling. Smiling and shucking and jiving in your face while he's out here straight murking people, allegedly. But he's also out here doing some unthinkable things and tossing these victims around with his other friends like it's nothing. And then guess what? All these other people that know the truth shut their mouths because they're scared for their lives. Because they know how dangerous this man really is. I mean, this is one of the main reasons why you don't hear many things about him at all. You don't hear anything about this dude like that. It's all those allegations, and they just go right under the radar. Nobody out here talking about what's really, really going on out here in these streets with this Puff Daddy. Man, call him Brother Love. He legally changed his name to Brother Love. Really? It's kind of an oxymoron, don't you think? This is a person that's out here doing all kinds of unthinkable things. And there have been people that have been laid to waste in his path. Think about that. Plenty of people who have just lost their lives mysteriously. And he's still out here making millions and inspiring the youth and all that. And these are three individuals that have stepped forward and spoken out about all this. Cassie's filing, those documents are very telling. All right? Those documents are extremely damning. Very, very damning. Now, I want to know more on the documents that we're seeing here. Okay, or I want to see the documents on the content or the topics that we're talking about here. But nonetheless, there is a pattern. I mean, we can all agree on that. There is a pattern. Like a serial monster type of pattern. Oh, it's worked this way and I like the way it works, so I'm going to continue doing that for as long as I can until it don't work no more. And he's still been doing this. And I'm sure that there's going to be more women or more men, whatever, more victims that are going to come out and speak out more about this. But let's be real. This is bad, y'all. Whether it's real or not, this does not help with the Diddy brand or the Brother Love brand. It just doesn't. Not at all. If I'm correct, Macy's is trying to get rid of Sean John from the Sean John brand from their stores, if I'm correct. Hold on, I'm about to see if that's true. Yep. I'm just show this to you real quick. Hold on. Oh, come on. There it is. Sorry, pop up things. But look, bow. Diddy Sean John clothing brand reportedly being phased out at Macy's. Let's take a look at this really quick. According to the Radar Online, the retailer is looking to distance itself from Diddy following the lawsuit. And an insider familiar with the situation said that Sean John doesn't bring in as much for Macy's as it did during the height of its popularity in the late 90s and 2000s. So this is something that's been in discussion at the company for a while now. I wonder why it's now that they're going, well, we it hasn't been working out so well with Diddy stuff, and we've been holding on with it for a while, but honestly, now with these charges, now with these lawsuits that he's looking at, and all that, and the fact that he settled so quickly, maybe we should let go of the Sean John brand. Maybe it's a good idea. Yeah, they're going, we've been talking about this for a while. We've been having a discussion about this for a while, baby. We've been wanting to get rid of Sean John. No, y'all just want to get as far away from this mother lover as you possibly can. And this just happens to be the perfect opportunity for you to say, well, the stuff ain't selling, though. You see, it ain't selling. Okay. It ain't selling. Now, Kelly's saying that they still have his stuff. Of course they still have his stuff. I'm sure, but this is why they said this is important that you're hearing this part. They're phasing it out. In other words, they're going to drop the prices on all of Sean John's stuff. Okay? It's going to be on that like 50, 75%, like it's going to be crazy clearance like stuff. And they're going to slowly get it out of the stores by doing that. And if it doesn't sell that way, then they're going to go and move it somewhere else to maybe one of their other another clothing store that they may own as well. Maybe it's I don't know what business owns Macy's, but I'm sure it'll be moved out to a TJ Maxx or a Marshall's, whatever's connected to them, a Nordstrom's rack, whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? But they're going to sit there and they're going to try to phase this thing out. Okay. Now, what's interesting, let me read the rest of this. This is very interesting too. It says here, as part of our ongoing review of our brand portfolio, the Sean John collection has started to phase out of assortment since early fall of 2023. Okay. So they're indicating that it could be unavailable as soon as this month. And this was in November. This was a couple days ago. This was 2 days ago that they filed this, or that they posted this article. Let me see what Radar Online says. Yep, same thing. After 2 decades, they're saying, well, it's not selling as much. I mean, it's not selling. So let's just phase it out. I think it's a good time to do that, don't you? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. How convenient, don't you think? It's a bit ironic. No, it's just a bit funny, okay? That as soon as this stuff comes out, and the stupidest thing he could have done, I'm sorry, not sorry. But the stupidest thing he could have done is settle that with the quickness like he did. That was murder. He just murked everything. Instead of going, because he could be innocent as hell, which I don't think he is, but he could be innocent as hell. And one thing that just made him guilty as hell, made him look guilty as hell, is him settling this ish with the quickness. Boom. Doesn't matter. But we've been known that this is a very bad man. I mean, I believe the Cassie filing. I believe the Cassie documents. In fact, I believe the documents that are being said about the second woman that stepped forward and is saying this as well. I believe that too. Okay? I even believe the third as well. I just have questions. But like I said, the only reason why I have those questions is because of how quickly he turned those things around. And I keep wondering, okay, How long were they working on putting this stuff out? But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because those women are talking about the same type of pattern that Diddy did with Cassie. Cassie's complaints were just much more sophisticated, thought out method. That's it. In the 90s, I'm sure he was still new to the game, new to figuring out what's working out for him. You feel me? He was still getting used to it in the 90s. By the 2000s, by the time he had Cassie, he knew exactly what he wanted and how he wanted it. He knew his method. He perfected his craft. I know that sounds it's messed up, but that's what it was. He figured it out. He's like, this is what works for me. Okay? Real talk. He had years to figure it out. I know that sounds crazy, but think about it for a minute. Entertain that for a second. How many people have we heard about when it comes to serial horrors or serial monsters out here that are, taking lives, that started out here? Take a Rex Huerman, for example. Okay, you got somebody out here that has gone and done allegedly, but we know he did that. Okay, with Rex Huerman. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, that is the Gilgo Beach serial monster. Okay, that's literally incarcerated right now, and he's looking at some very serious time for taking the lives of many women. Okay. And I know this sounds really morbid and messed up, but I'm going to say this really quick. If, for my true crime heads out here, because, we cover true crime over here too. And this is going to sound morbid as F, but just ride with me. Even the most prolific of unalivers out here had to start somewhere. Think about it for a second. Just like any person who started a YouTube channel, we all have our first YouTube video. We all have to figure out what works and what doesn't work, right? Actually, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me just pull this up. You know what I mean? Like this other thing too here, where she's talking about, oh, he did this, this, and this. I drank this. I felt funny. Next thing you know, I'm in his house. I'm in his place, and this is going down. Now there's videos. People are looking at these videos, and they're being shared. Flash forward from the 1990s all the way down to the early to mid 2000s. He's already honed in on his disgusting and disturbing craft. Think about that for a second. We all have our first pancake. I mean, not doing crime, but you know what I'm saying. How about Dahmer or any of those other disgusting individuals? They all had their first. I know that sounds really messed up, but they figure out what works and what doesn't, and they continue to do it over and over again to the point where they get their 10,000 hours of perfecting that very disgusting, morbid craft. And it looks like that's the same thing with Diddy. Ain't that that is some wild stuff to even think about, yo. I can't even wrap my mind around that, y'all. Like, real talk. Think about that for a second. Because this is serial level type ish. Because for a fact there are other women that have not gotten an opportunity to have to file because maybe they don't live in New York. Maybe they live in somewhere completely different. Maybe they didn't even know about the Adult Survivors Act. Think about these things, guys. This is insane. This man is serial level. I guarantee you there's probably 30 out here. This is decades long of work. Let me tell you this too, and I'm sorry for getting enraged and passionate about this, but this is some crazy stuff, y'all. Okay? This is some crazy stuff. But while he was with Kim Porter, he was also dating multiple women, multiple. Okay, he wasn't just with one woman and just being a serial monogamist. Oh, he was the opposite of that. He's a serial monster, but he ain't no serial monogamist. So while he was with Kim Porter, he was still knocking the boots with J-Lo, with Cassie, with Gina H, and a slew of other women. This man got busy in both ways, high key, low key. All right. Pun intended, not intended. Okay. The man got busy. So think about the amount of women that could be out here that have not gotten an opportunity to even speak out because of fear, because he's threatened their lives or whatever the hell it may be. This was a very busy man. Very, very busy man. And in a way, when I said, oh, yeah, they coming, the allegations are coming, I actually was surprised that I was expecting at least 5 or 6. I'm gonna be real. Shoot. I mean, the way that Diddy moved around in these streets, I'm telling you, he had, while he was with J-Lo, he was still with other people too. You see what I'm saying? This wasn't like you see what I'm saying? This wasn't a dude that just said, okay, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? And only you. You know what I'm saying? Sure, he's singing those in those songs. Okay. I need a girl who ride. You know what I mean? He got all that stuff. But in fact, which girl he talking about? He had like 7. He had like 11 of them all at the same damn time. And that's the people who are consensually with him in relationships. We're not even talking about the ones that were coerced. It's insane, y'all. Insane. This is a very, very dangerous man. Like I said, he more Suge Knight than Suge Knight. Preying on innocent women, allegedly. Could be men too. We've heard stories. Y'all. But like I said, everyone has their first pancake. Everyone has their first experience doing that one thing. No one's a genius right off the bat. No stand-up comedian has gone up on stage and just straight murked the audience with jokes on their first time on the mic. You learn that craft. It's the same thing with him. It's not like he produced the first track ever and it was a banger. You know what I mean? It takes time to craft and mold your calling, if that makes any sense. Your line of work. This man put in 10,000 hours of SA and terrorizing young women, young, impressionable women. At least that's what he's being alleged of doing. Now, I want to go back to the third accuser really quick. In this third accuser, okay, in this accused, this third person that's talking about this, the one thing that really is very disturbing about this is that there's another person involved in this situation, and his name is Aaron Hall. Again, he is part of a R&B group called Guy. All right. And they had some hits back in the day. Apparently, he and Diddy were good friends. And they used to, from what we're understanding and what we're hearing now, he used to share with Diddy, if you get what I'm saying. Now, remember, when it's being talked about in this, with the filing, he's sharing the crime. They were partners in crime, allegedly. But when you hear in real time, before these allegations and before these lawsuits were filed, you're just hearing, oh, okay, they just kind of, they shared the ladies. There was a lot of group activity. There was a lot of meetings in my bed. You know what I'm saying? So you're thinking, oh, okay. Like, you're still going, damn, okay, y'all spicy out here. Okay. Y'all saucy with that bedroom talk. So when you hear that in real time at that time, you're just thinking that information. You're just taking it in. But now when you hear or you read these allegations coming out, you start to hear the old interviews, the old conversations, and you start to think a tad bit differently on what you're listening to. This is a clip that has resurfaced where Aaron Hall himself is in an interview. Shout out to Vlad TV. Hopefully it's okay that I played just a few seconds of this clip, but he puts out, he says some very damning, very interesting information here, which basically confirms at least a little something. And that's that Diddy and Aaron used to share, or at least used to witness each other engaging in some carnal acts that usually are done behind closed doors. I got this clip. I want to share this with you guys. Like I said, this confirms something to me. Let's take a listen to this clip, okay? Hit the number 1. Let me know you guys can hear this. This is very short, all right? But shout out to Vlad TV. If you want to check out the whole thing, go and check it out, all right? But to me, this is very telling. Actually, before I go into this, I'm sorry for teasing y'all. I'm such an ass. But remember Diddy? The audio, the interview that he had where he was like, yo, I received this this photo, this content that had Cassie in it. I thought that she was cheating or like had moved on from Diddy because I had that dude in the back definitely was not Diddy. So I called up Diddy because I was trying to be a nice dude before I put Cassie on blast to make sure that everything was cool, to make sure that Diddy knew about this spicy content, sent him the information, and Diddy was like, yeah, we're still together. He sent her the information, or Fiddy sent Diddy the information, the content that he received, and Diddy hit him back being like, yeah, thanks for sending that to me, dog. Yeah, we good. We good out here. You know what I'm saying? Where did you get that content, though? Or how did you get that content, though? To me, that confirms some ish going down as far as what Cassie claimed when it came to those freak-offs. 50 Cent received content that was shot during those freak-offs. So that confirms that at least. Now, we see when we hear about this third allegation or this third victim stepping forward and filing a civil lawsuit against Diddy, she claims that that he and Aaron Hall were in there doing their thing, committing a crime on this young woman. Now, there's a video resurfaced showing Aaron Hall basically saying that when he puts in the work, he has people watching him. And one of those people is Diddy. Let's take a listen to this. And don't worry, I'm going to play that 50 Cent clip too. All right. We're going to play that too. But take a look at this. This is insane.
In public, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I say it, I'm a fucking to death. I like the fucking public, you feel me?
Yeah.
So niggas can't say nothing about it. Them square ass niggas, them precious cake little dick niggas.
Yeah.
I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like if you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck.
Let me just play it one more time for y'all. Okay, let me just play that one more time.
Denzel Washington to whoever. Everybody know me.
Yeah.
So everybody know if I say it, I'm gonna fuck it to death. I like the fucking public, you feel me?
Yeah.
So niggas can't say nothing about it. Them square ass niggas, them precious cake little dick niggas.
Yeah.
I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like if you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't give you guys a warning, but language, right? But nonetheless, damn. He said all kinds of names. He did indeed say Jodeci. But he most definitely indeed said Diddy. Did he not? I played it twice just to make sure you guys can hear it. But he said it. Oh, he said what he said. But isn't it interesting that that is now coming out? Now, you hear that. And sure, that doesn't automatically mean that, oh, yeah, he did that. You know, he did that. This is a dangerous, nasty man. He out here just R-ing everybody. No, that does not confirm crimes. But it does confirm that he's a performer. It is confirmed that he's sharing with other people, mainly Diddy. So they already have a relationship in that kind of way. They both have seen each other in their birthday suits, and no, it's not after playing a couple pickup games at the YMCA. You know, taking a shower and whatnot. All right? This can be very damning, in my personal opinion, because this confirms something. It confirms that they're out here. And again, like I said, just because they're out here and they're watching him perform does not automatically mean that they're watching him perform a crime. But it still confirms that they're out here performing and that they're sharing. They're taking turns in these performances. One thing I will say is this, though. I don't see a filing of a lawsuit against Aaron Hall. I have yet to see any of that. But it definitely confirms that there is that kind of relationship between him and Diddy. So there is a good possibility of crimes being committed against victims during these particular parties. And in the early 90s, Aaron Hall was still out here making music and all that at that time. And Diddy seems like he was still getting into his craft of luring these women in and doing unthinkable things to them. And now we have this being unearthed, this resurfacing. Yo, this is insane, guys. This is absolutely insane. Remember, I'm going to play it again for you guys because I know some of y'all didn't see that video that I did about 50 Cent and the very interesting relationship that he has with Diddy. Okay, I mean, man, they just hate each other. Okay, but hold on. But I do want to share this with you guys nonetheless, because this is crazy too. This is still absolutely crazy as well. All right. But like I said earlier, the interview that Diddy had, this confirms the content. Okay. This confirms that the content did exist. In the lawsuit, they said in Cassie's lawsuit that he would film using phones, tablets, computers, like laptops, and he would literally like frame the shot with candles and try to light the like he tried to make it like he thought he was out here doing his own version of spicy content, like he was Bellini up in this bitch. Okay? That's insane. All right? Somehow 50 Cent got this content. Somehow. So it does also confirm on the second, from the second lawsuit that's filed by Joy Dickerson Neal, who said that she was coming into town for winter break from Syracuse University. She was hanging out with Diddy. She put her drink down. She picked it back up and started feeling funny. She could barely walk, that kind of thing. She ends up in his home where he goes and he commits this particular crime. Flash forward a little bit later, she has a conversation with one of the members of Jodeci. He claims that he saw a video of Diddy committing this crime against her on video. So revenge, spicy content was made. And he shared this with other people. Shared it. So then you got the same thing with Diddy saying, I got content of Cassie. Ain't you with Cassie? She in front of another dude. What the heck is this all about? What's going on here? So it goes to show to you that this man was out here sharing this type of content like it was nothing. It confirms more stuff, y'all. All this stuff, it's all coming back in full circle. It's just insane to me, y'all. This is insane. And I will say this, Diddy, 50 Cent is having a field day with this ish. He can't stop laughing. He can't stop grinning over this stuff. But let me share this, guys, okay? Take a listen to this audio.
The nigga Puff, like he called, we should kick it on the telephone and shit after the made shit.
Right.
And the nigga be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures of this girl, like not the shit that y'all saw. Worse, way worse.
Wow. Oh, you kidding me up?
He got some stuff that was worse, way, way worse than what allegedly this radio show received. And there's been stories of Cassie's content that she didn't know was out there that's been circulating around. She did not know about this stuff. All right? Did not know. But that stuff was out here. And allegedly it was worse than what other people have seen. It's crazy.
Like penetration pictures and
Nah, come on, man. Come on, Phil.
all that. And I called the nigga. I said, yo, you fucking with this girl? Like, you really, like, you like her like that? And he was like, yeah, that's my girl. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it, you call me back. I sent him the photos, the pictures and everything. And the nigga called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. Yo, I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these shits from? And I said, like, because they know, like, if something crazy is going on, if they send it to me, I'll make sure it get out there. Like, as far as this 50.com is concerned.
Yeah, yep.
And those other properties. So they sent it to me. But, I really kind of felt like those photographs was not happening because of Cassie. I felt like they was happening because of Puffy.
You heard that? I feel like those photos were happening not because of Cassie, but because of Diddy. The other thing, too, is I'm surprised because Fitty is kind of savage out here in these streets. So I am kind of impressed. Honestly, I'm impressed that he reached out to Diddy first before he went and tried to put this stuff out on blast. That kind of surprised me. I'm going to be honest. He was like, no. Let me check in with Diddy first because this seems a bit odd. Like, this is another dude. And he's like, I'm just kind of surprised because Diddy ain't no slouch. But she's with another dude in this photo, and she may have, maybe she stepped up with her game in dating. I don't know. He was just like, I just don't get it. So I want to check in with Diddy first before I put this stuff out on blast, because I could. Because if I find out like, yeah, she with another dude and blah, 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 then maybe he would have been like, yeah, F her, man, post. You see what I'm saying? Or leak the information. But instead, he reaches out just to double check to make sure everything's cool, only to find out that the content that he received was content that Diddy actually made himself. With a very inebriated, very under the influence Cassie being forced to engage in these acts with male S workers. This confirms not only the filings that have been made by Cassie, in my personal opinion, in these documents from Cassie, but this also trickles down, right? This also trickles down to the other allegations that are being out here with the revenge content that's out here about Jodeci seeing the content that was made, or at least a member of Jodeci saying that he saw this content. This also trickles down even more to when Aaron Hall says in an interview on Vlad TV, yeah, everybody's seen me perform. They know I'm that dude. Jodeci, Diddy. Interesting how it all comes back in full circle with at least the allegations or the lawsuits that have come out as of late. Those 3 allegations are some serious ish. Okay? Are some serious ish. But it does confirm Fitty, Aaron Hall, they're all confirming in these old interviews. And yeah, sure, it's being said in passing, like not the 50 Cent thing, because the 50 Cent, that's something else. But as far as Aaron Hall, like he's obviously in the midst of gloating, whilst gloating about his performance in the bed, he slips out this content, this information about Diddy and Jodeci and all that. That confirms some things. And then next thing you know, you look at all these lawsuits, all the math is starting to math. It's all starting to add up, y'all. It's really bad. Okay? It's really, really bad. So you see it, you hear that, you hear the interview or that little snippet from of Aaron Hall saying his piece. You hear about this third accuser coming out saying that these men came in and did what they did to her and one of her friends, this Jane Doe. Then you heard about the second accuser basically being put under the influence and filmed against her will. And then Jodeci hearing about all that, seeing the content, it confirms a lot. And I'm telling you right now, that was in the 90s. Both of those 2 women that have spoken out, those 2 victims that are speaking out right now, those happened in the 90s. His appetite and his methods have become much more sophisticated than what they were in the 90s. Like I said earlier, this is like the story or the origin of a serial monster out here. He started somewhere and it progressed. It became more and more sophisticated. It got more and more fine-tuned to the point where now, instead of it just being a room, it is a candlelit room. It's white nail polish. It's male S workers in the room. It's very specific, very detailed. While he's directing the scene. That's crazy, y'all. Yeah, Nicole B. Dag nabbit, a whole production. A whole doggone production, y'all. Okay? That's crazy. And extremely... Now, let me just say, let me just preface a few things again, really, really quick. Let me just say this, okay? To each their own. What you do behind closed doors is what you do behind closed doors, as long as it's consensual. That's the part that's really important. I don't give a damn. I don't care if you moonlight with men. I don't care. As long as like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you do behind closed doors is what you do behind closed doors, as long as it's consensual and truthful. Don't be out here cheating. All right? Because you don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? Don't be out here cheating. Don't be dumb. Yes, it's consensual, but it's not consensual to the relationship that you have with your partner. That's wrong. Don't cheat. All right? But at the same time, don't be out here running out and doing these things against a person that's not down for it. See, the thing that drives me crazy is I'm still trying to figure out how this man was able to do this for so long. But then again, I say this on a lot of people that have gotten away with this kind of these kind of crimes. Even more heinous, even more disturbing. The ones that the people who lose their lives and all that stuff. That's crazy too. All right. That's crazy as well. But it just makes me wonder, all this, okay? All this power can really keep you out of jail and out of the dodging these allegations, dodging charges. Because you got to remember, they're all getting civil lawsuits. None of them are getting criminal lawsuits, which I'm sure it's because within the statutes of limitations. I don't know what it is, but I don't know why that's happening. Okay. But the one thing that really breaks my heart is that, and I'm sure a lot of the victims are saying, hey, this is enough justice for me. Getting the money will be enough justice for me. But it is really sad to me that none of these victims will never really fully get the justice by means of him being locked up behind bars. They will never get that. They never will, unless there's something out here or someone that's been a victim of his, that they have some smoking gun evidence. He's just going to be paying them out until he's broke, and that's it. He will never see the inside of a jail cell, of a prison cell. At least I don't see it, And yeah, Nikki, thank you. So the Adult Survivors Act opens civil suits only. So I guess that's the only thing that they can do, which is sue his ass for everything he got, dagnabbit, financially at least. It's crazy. Let me get these super chats real quick. Local Trees, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 10. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy holidays to you too, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Rook, thank you so much for being a member for the past 4 months. I really do appreciate it. Love being part of the family. Hey, we love you being a part of the family as well. Thank you so much for your support. And just like Rook, hit that join button if you want to support the channel, become a part of the family. Okay. We have good times. We have some good times here. All right. Yes, that's the other thing too. The conversation was also being said about Denzel Washington, but that was Aaron Hall. In these lawsuits so far, we haven't heard anything about any Denzel. And I say, keep your hands off Denzel. Okay, he is a national treasure. Okay, but you never know. You never know. Okay, you never know. Kaya, thank you so much for the $25 Cash App. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, but still, yeah. No, Nicole B. Don't you see? Like, don't even. Come on. Don't even say that if you can't spell his name right. Come on now, Nicole B. Come on now. Don't do me like that, man. Okay? Don't do Denzel like that. Okay? No. Maybe he was just in the room. Like Jodeci, like, is Jodeci gonna be stepping up to the plate too? Let's talk about Jodeci. Or were they just involved in these acts that were consensual? You never know. Like I said, this is when it gets really hairy. And I don't mean that pun intended. But you know what I'm saying. Anything's possible, guys. Anything's possible. Okay, but this is bad. Okay, this is bad because it's a lot of, because I see Illuminati saying this. It's like at this point, y'all just hate famous black entertainers. We are our own worst. No, I disagree. I'm surprised that it's a lot of black entertainers for show. I'm shocked. I am shocked. But with Diddy did some of this. Diddy did the Cassie thing. I believe that 100%. The court documents are just too damning, too detailed, too damning. She had much more that she was going to do, that she was going to talk about. And I guarantee you, Aubrey O'Day has some information about this for sure. I guarantee you. Okay. But at the same time, if he is a monster, which it clearly seems like he is, allegedly, let the chips fall where they may. Another thing, I keep going back to this, but I can't help it. He settled so damn fast. He settled that was the fastest settlement in the history of civil lawsuits that I've ever seen in my whole entire life. That was hella fast. You're telling me if you were innocent and you were accused out here in these streets of doing something so unthinkable, but you are vehemently denying those allegations, are you going to settle that quickly? Shoot, are you going to settle it all? Let's add this piece in here too. You got a whole lot of monies. You got long money. You could play the long game forever until Cassie ran out of dollars. Literally, you go, I will see you in court, and I'm going to keep you in court forever. Because you are innocent, 110%. Are you going to settle that quickly? I repeat, are you going to settle that quickly? I tell you what, I'm going to fight tooth and nail. You're not about to put something on me like that. Hell no. You ain't going to see any settlement from me unless there's some weird thing that there's no way I could finesse around it because the narrative looks too incriminating for me or something like that. But that would have to be that's like some weird, like soap opera, Lifetime movie type curveball BS. Okay. You would have to okay. You would have to you would have to do everything you can to make me relinquish 8 or 9 figures and take the L. Hell no. I will fight till my dying last breath. Okay, with every power within me, because I know for a fact that I am innocent in that situation. Now you take that same situation and you put that in your mind. Think about that for a second. He said, "No, what you need? You got that? I will do whatever you need. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. You need $100 million? I got you. I'll do whatever I can." Are you kidding me? Hell no. If I'm innocent, I will fight till I'm blue in the face. I will take every penny I got, even the pennies I don't got, and I will fight tooth and nail. There's no way I'm just going to sit there and go, yeah. So who do I make this out to? Is it Cassandra with 2 S's or 1? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, I'm not doing that. You got another thing coming if you think I'm going to do that. Sorry, not sorry. Hell no. So when you see that and you see how quickly he turned it around, he did it. He done did it. That's it. And at least in the court of public opinion, he done did it. If he sat there go, no, see, no, we don't need to see nothing. You could have sat down, you could have put out a post, you could have done anything else under the sun to say, hey, I'm innocent. I'm innocent, guys. I didn't do this. But has he? No. He just went and said, who do I make this check out to? Your husband or not? Do you, your maiden name, your maiden last name, or is it the husband's last name? Who do I make this out to? I got to move some things around, but once I get those things moved around, because I don't have all that liquid, so I got to move some things around. And when I do, I'll send you those 9 figures by this particular date. Bet. Bye. Hell no, guys. I'm sorry. Him guilty as hell. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right, Tyler. Anna. Him guilty as hell. And anybody else out there that thinks that he ain't guilty, wow. I want to hear your logic. And I mean that in the most respectful way. I'm not saying that you dumb and you wrong for thinking that. No. Think what you want to think, okay? Think critically and independently. That is your thing, okay? But at the same time, though, how fast he turned that ish around. Doesn't matter if she had a book about to come out or anything of that sort. He could have gone in and said, I did not do any of this stuff at all. This book is full of ish, but enjoy the book, y'all. Enjoy it. But it ain't real. It's all fabrications and lies. He could have done that, but he didn't. He settled, which is the most incriminating thing in the world. That is the most admission of guilt I've ever seen. But I know there's going to be some Diddy people out here, all right, that are going to sit there and go, "Oh yeah, no. He innocent. No, he was painted into a corner. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He didn't know where to go, so he had to settle." Hell no. Nah. Like I said, my dying last breath. Okay? You would have been taking that money out of my cold, dead hands. Period. So I think this was the dumbest move he could have done if he was innocent. But he ain't. Now, when it comes to these other two accusers, these other two victims, these two other lawsuits, we haven't heard anything about any of those being settled as of yet, but they came out yesterday. So we'll see what happens here. But I'm telling you right now, he might as well just settle those up too. He about to be broke as F. Because you got to remember, just because he's a billionaire on paper does not mean that he has a billion in his bank account. He may have a couple $100 million in his bank account that's liquid, right? But he doesn't have it like that. He's going to have to move certain things and sell things and settle things out and blah, blah, blah. He's got to carry the 1 divisible by 2 type ish. He's got to do a lot of mathing just to pay off Cassie alone. And we don't know what kind of money the second and third accusers are wanting as well in their lawsuits. At least that hasn't been put out. Okay. In these streets. Wait, what? Hold on. No, you gotta be kidding me. Hold on. Damn. No, really? Damn, son. It's a left turn. We'll talk about it here in a second. Okay. Oh, well, that's trash. Well, Wow. She's trying to get her gangster. She's trying to get her street cred up. This is a little bit of a left turn. But hold on. It's a left turn. This is something that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But Diddy got another Diddy got another album coming out as well. And apparently a lot of it, or I think it's all dedicated to Kim Porter. I don't know, y'all. It's very odd. That whole thing is very, very odd. Okay? But real quick, this is a left turn, but I'm going to show it to you guys anyway. Tiffany Haddish has been arrested for DUI. Literally. She's facing a DUI charge in Beverly Hills after she allegedly fell asleep behind the wheel. Man. She's had some issues like this before. She's had an issue about this before. Let me just let you guys know that. We already know about this. But damn. Okay. So the PD officers put her in handcuffs as she was arrested on early Friday morning. The actress and comedian was not involved in an accident, but cops say they got a call around 5:45 a.m. about someone stopped in the middle of Beverly Drive, apparently slumped over the wheel while the car was running. Sounds familiar. If you know Tiffany Haddish, she's had an issue like this in the past before. Just so you know. Moving on. Cops responded to the scene, and as you can see, Tiffany went peacefully as she was arrested. We're told she will be cited for DUI and released later today. She had performed at the Laugh Factory in West Hollywood Thursday night for the club's 43rd annual free Thanksgiving feast for the community, which is dope. And you see her in the apron and everything. Like, she just hopped up there while giving back, while feeding the people, which is dope. This is her second DUI arrest. She was also busted under similar circumstances back in January of 2022. But this time it was in the Atlanta area. Yeah. She was asleep behind the wheel and all that. Like I said, she's had a history of doing this. Okay? So this is not good. That sucks. Hey, the whole thing with Aries Spears, the whole thing with Aries Spears back in the day and all that, with the skit and all that, it's not great. It's not great, but I still do like Tiffany Haddish. But I know she's been going through some things over the past couple years, to be honest. So yeah, this sucks for her. But that's a little bit of a left turn. But yeah, DUI, y'all. I mean, she's been going through some things, y'all. I mean, shoot, y'all remember? Does anybody remember? I know this is still left turn, but did anybody remember Tiffany Haddish was on stage and she forgot her whole entire stand-up because of how drunk she was? Anybody remember that? This is at the height of her career. This is before everything, like all the other stuff, went crumbling down. This was like kind of the start of the downward spiral in a way. She went on stage. I think it was New Year's Eve or something like that. She had like a New Year's Eve show. She went up on stage and she's like, "Yeah, I don't remember my whole stand-up. I don't remember any of this." It was bad, y'all. It was bad, and I think that's where things kind of went downhill a little bit for her. I mean, shoot, she's still out here making movies. She's still acting in things. She's not headlining these movies, okay? But she's still working. She's still working. So, her career isn't all that bad, but another DUI, not so great. I will say that. Okay? It's bad. So bad. Boy. But back to Diddy and these allegations. For those of y'all who are watching the playback and all that, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What say you? What are your thoughts on on all this information. It's really, really bad for Diddy. It looks like it's bad for any person that was involved as well. I mean, even Jodeci, because you got to remember, even with Jodeci, it's like, why didn't y'all speak up, man? If you knew this girl was, if you knew that you witnessed a tape of a crime being committed on one of your friends, why didn't you say anything? F being scared, F worrying about a single getting played. This is justice. This is a crime being committed against your friend. And you saw it in not 4K, but you know what I'm saying? It was probably 360, but you know what I'm saying? You saw it on camera. Why not say something? So I have a feeling like Jodeci could get in trouble for this ish too. And then let's not forget Aaron Hall as well. Aaron Hall with that information. I mean, I don't get why people are. That's the one thing that I still like try to. That's the one thing I try to wrap my mind around is why are people out here that will sit there and talk about their stroke game? I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm so good, you know, my love's gonna, I'm legendary. Like, just shut up. We don't need to know all that ish. Okay? We don't. But it's still, no matter what, Aaron Hall, thank you so much for that information, because now it's coming back to bite you in the ass. And Diddy. And allegedly Jodeci and Denzel, which is crazy. Well, not Denzel, but you know what I'm saying. His name was mentioned, and I'm sure he was like, I'm sure Denzel with that piece, if it ever comes back, people are gonna be like, "No, man, whoa, don't say my name. I have nothing to do with this ish. The hell you talking about?" But hey, we're in some very interesting and revealing times. S-Dubs, thank you so much for S-Dubs, thank you so much for being a member for the past 9 months. I really do appreciate it. Okay, in my days, women did not come forward no matter what. We were shamed because we quote unquote asked for it. Yeah, but and you got a point there. We do live in different times, you know. We definitely live in different times now. But I do wonder at that time when you have another male, another person, also another person that has some clout. Jodeci was a big group back in the day. Still a loved group, okay? They got classics, y'all. You'd think that they would stand up and back this woman during that time. Yeah, I saw the content. And you're saying that actually happened? All right, we got to do what we got to do. We got to handle this. I don't know. It's frustrating. Hollywood 2000, thank you so much for being a member of the past 22 months. My Lord. You know, that is almost 2 years, y'all. That's awesome. Hollywood, thank you. Wow. I appreciate you. He could fight it, but brands would be distancing from him left and right. They already are. Okay. There's another brand, DeLone or whatever it's called. They're trying to sever ties with him. They don't want anything to do with him. Money too important to him. Absolutely. Oh, it's way too important. I mean, you got to remember, this is a guy who's been building his career or building his empire for decades. You know what I mean? Meticulously building each block bit by bit, right? Brick by brick, putting in so much time. And then for all of it to just crumble within a week or so, it's pretty wild. But again, he does have money. And if he did do his money game right, sure, he'll be canceled, but he'll be fine. He'll still be making money. He's still going to have millions of dollars. He may not be a billionaire at the end of this, but he'll still be a millionaire. He just won't be living so lavishly. He'll have to downsize. He won't live on Star Island. He'll be living in some penthouse in New York City and just be a recluse, I'm sure, if these things stick and stay with him, if there's negative repercussions from these lawsuits. But we'll see what happens. It also depends on if he's willing to fight the other two out. Cassie, he was like, I'm settling. Will he settle with the other two? And if he settles with the other two, that's a full-on admission of guilt. I'm sorry. That's a full-on admission of guilt. Because these girls, these other two, don't have damning evidence against him. I think that's the only difference between Cassie and those two accusers. They don't have damning evidence against Diddy. So Diddy could sit here and try to fight this out. He could very well do that. And that's a good possibility. You know what I mean? Let's see. Happy Chrissy. Tell me, how does these people do this horrendous things and have offspring? Yeah, you'd think that like there'd be a curse put on their heads of some sort, but no, these people are bringing children, loving, bouncing babies into the world, doing just fine, and that's absolutely insane to me. Okay, it's absolutely insane to me. But again, I mean, at the end of this, guys, we are looking at a very interesting next couple months for Diddy. He is walking into 2024 not in great shape, but it also depends on how he handles these other two lawsuits. Cassie, he done did that. I mean, I'm sorry, you settle like that. That is an admission of guilt, in my personal opinion. Will he do the same for these other two lawsuits or no? Again, Cassie had evidence, and probably even more evidence than we even know right now. I guarantee you more evidence than we even know, and we'll never know now. But these other two, I don't know. Do they have evidence? Clearly, one of them did not have enough to file charges against him. What about the third? We shall see. But I do believe the allegations that are coming out, I do believe that they are true. I do believe that they are true. And there's other people that were involved in those things as well. That's the other thing too. Will they see justice? I'm curious. I'm very, very curious about that too. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for hopping in and being a part of the conversation. Okay. If there's anything popping off, I'll do my best to hop in and give you guys that information. But please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. That would be greatly appreciated. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. All right. Hit that subscribe button. You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets. And we talk about everything on this channel. Everything from true crime, pop culture, a little bit of politics every once in a while if something big's popping off. Okay. But we talk about a lot of things on this channel. So if you appreciate variety, you appreciate a variety of conversation, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Okay. That'd be greatly appreciated. Because a lot of these true crime stories, y'all need to know, y'all need to get savvy to these stories, because some of these families need help. Some of these families need the information, need their names out here. Okay. Need more exposure for sure. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can learn some of these stories. Okay. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button. Support if you can. All right. I do have, speaking of support, I do have a GoFundMe going on. I'm doing a holiday special. All right. Please go and check that out if you can. Okay. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right. I'm going to make sure the description the link is in the description box down below. So please go check it out. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right. In fact, let me get this in here. Thank you, Debbie. I'm going to make sure that is in the pin to the chat, top of the chat. All right. It's very simple. A little bit goes a long way, but we got a holiday special coming up next month. So we got some stuff coming up here. Your boy's going to be very, very busy, but I could really appreciate and really use the support. So please go click on the link. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Support if you can. $1, $5, $10, $100. It don't matter. If you want to support, a little goes a long way and a lot goes a long way as well. Okay? That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay? But hopefully we will find out more information and hopefully we'll see more justice come out here very, very soon. Pretty wild, the information that's come out over the past couple of days, and whew, it's been a crazy news week for sure. So anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving day or Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're going to enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going to try to do my best to enjoy mine as well. Do something positive because we all need that. Okay? Hit something up. Get some hot chocolate, something. Enjoy yourself. All right? Do something fun with the family because that's what we need. All right? But anyway, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.